Good.
I just wanted to inform you all, I'm not sure if you're aware, but as recently as July...
Oh, I'm sorry. I need your name and address for the clerk.
My name is Marcus Hill. I live on Cedar Rail Road in Raleigh, North Carolina. Is that sufficient? Or...
She's nodding yes.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that Harvard Medical School, as recently as July 2012, published in an online government journal called Environmental Health Perspectives that, quote, the children in high fluoride areas had significantly lower IQ than those who lived in low fluoride areas. This is a definite problem that I'm sure the people of Raleigh can all get behind. Spending $173,000 a year in order to introduce hexafluorosilicic acid at a 0.8 parts per million, below the 1 parts per million that these studies were conducted at, but still at toxic levels, is an expense that I think the city of Raleigh could well do without, especially considering the medical expenses later on down the road, as fluoride has been linked directly with cognitive and neurotoxic effects, with Alzheimer's, increases in populations with hexafluorosilicic acid in their water supply, arthritis increases, hip and bone fracture increases, cancer increases. There's actually, in 1977, for example, Dr. Dean Burke at the cytochemistry section at the National Cancer Institute showed that even at levels as low as 1 part per million, which at the time and until very recently was the standard in the United States, there was a 25% tumor growth rate acceleration as in those who had hexafluorosilicic acid introduced to their systems. That expense to Key Chemical of $173,000 a year, Key Chemical being a phosphate fertilizer industry that is required by the EPA not to introduce hexafluorosilicic acid into the air because it's a violation of the Clean Air Act. So they use what's called wet scrubbers, and then they take that toxic waste and package it and sell it to us. So then we become their filtration system, for which we pay a pretty exorbitant amount when you consider that any expense to poison yourself is kind of absurd. Excuse me. There are 24 international studies from Iran, China, Mexico, all of which were recently corroborated by this Harvard study, which again was published only last July. I encourage the council to do their own research if you haven't already. There's plenty of sources available. Fluoride Action Network by a guy named Dr. Connett is an excellent resource. He had a study as well fairly recently in which he, quote, found significant dose-response relation between fluoride level in serum and children's IQ. There actually was a recent study that showed that for every part per million in a child's urine, there was an equivalent reduction of 1 IQ point. So I encourage you all to take a very deep look at that and understand the effects for the citizenry at large. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Katie Haberman.